I don't know if that sound because I'm the mic. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Good segue. The music kind of faded out a little bit. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. How are you? I am Chef Alexa Jones. A little gloomy outside. Picked up a little bit of rain this week, but the sun is still shining somewhere out there. So I hope all of you are well. I hope this day has brought you joy and peace and protection. Um, and hopes of a great new day tomorrow. So, with that being said, we are here today with REACH, which is Racial and Ethnic Approaches to Community Health, and a project of CAI Global or Chickatelli and Associates. They are working to bring education and awareness and health to the West Ferry zip codes and many other zip codes on the east side of Buffalo. A great team of people over there doing work that's invaluable, doing work that is helping the community, is educating the next generation, and is striving to make each and every one of us healthier with their assistance, with their education, with their demonstrations, just like this one. So thank you so much, REACH. Thank you for the team over there, your team on the project, as well as your volunteers within the community. So thank you very much. All right, today is episode 2 of Soul Food is Food for the Soul. And my Facebook memories remind me that 1 year ago today, we started the very first pilot of this program. So we've been doing this for a little while. It also reminded me that we've been in these COVID times for a little while. And it also stresses the importance of ensuring that each one of us is mindful about our health and is mindful about the things that we take in and the energies and the people that we're around, right? And we know that food is one path to wellness and to health. So that's why my motto and my closing remarks are: make vegetables the star of your plate. Because we need to incorporate more vegetables. It's really important. And as I teach you or show you or reintroduce you to new vegetables and different ways of cooking them, I always want to make it feasible for you. I always want to make sure that if I'm telling you to make a whole bunch of vegetables at the beginning of the week in order to meal prep, that as you continue to eat those leftovers throughout the rest of the week, that they don't get boring, that they don't get stale, and then end up being a waste. So today's episode is all about how do you re-energize, repurpose, recreate, and did I already say re-energize? Make your reheated or leftover vegetables from your meal prep even better the second, third, and fourth day around. And one way to achieve that, in addition to making vegetables interesting for people, is to create sauces. And I know on the show we've done a few different types of sauces. Hopefully these sauces are a little more elevated for you and a little more exciting. So I'll tell you what we're making, what I've kind of prepared ahead to give you an idea of where we're going. So the first dish is roasted carrots on a lemony yogurt dip with, roasted chickpeas on top as a garnish or a crunch for a texture. The second dish is roasted cauliflower on a green goddess sauce. And the third is sauteed mushrooms on hummus. And the cauliflower is going to have roasted pumpkin seeds on it. And I think those are my chickpeas, so I'll be right back. But we are doing these dishes so that they are ways that you can create variety with the vegetables that you make. So I'm going to put this on my rack so I don't burn my hands. And we're going to get started. The first thing that we're going to make is a yogurt dip. And I'm using, very simply, yogurt, lemon, and tarragon. If you are an urban farmer or if you like to use a lot of different herbs, Or if you have a lot of different herbs in your urban garden, can you turn off the timer, Dries, and the oven? And you just don't know what to use with them? Well, these two dips are really going to be perfect for you. So tarragon is a little licoricey, a little hint of lemon to it. This I got, simply from Wegmans or Price Right or Aldi. Yeah, it's like anisey kind of, and lemony. So it's going to be a nice highlight with the lemon zest and the lemon juice. I'm actually going to use a vegan yogurt in this dish. This is a coconut vegan yogurt. So there's a little bit of a coconut flavor to it, which I think is going to work well also. If you're looking for a little bit of added sweetness to this dip, just add some maple syrup. You can add, if you use agave, you can use agave or even some honey. But we're going to keep it really simple so that we just highlight the natural flavors of the ingredients. So typically with yogurts, whether it's Greek yogurt or vegan yogurt, I always mix it up because sometimes they tend to separate. Ooh, that tarragon's got a little spice to it too. So this is going to be really nice. So I have, this is about, 6 ounces, 8 ounces of yogurt. About a half a cup. It's going right in the bowl. The nice thing about this yogurt, it's a little pricier, but it's a really good yogurt. There's not a lot of extra fillers or emulsifiers in it or congealers. There's coconut, water, cassava root, and vegan probiotic cultures. Coco June. This is not an endorsement. This is just showing you what I picked up at Wegmans. They have a plain flavor. They have a vanilla chamomile flavor, which is really nice in granola. I think they might have one other yogurt. And if you're recycling, this is like a paper container. You can rinse it out, throw it right in your recycle bin. Very simple. Okay, just a little pinch salt. My lemon that I've already washed and scrubbed. And my zester. I'm going to zest the juice and I'm going to cut it in half and then juice the lemon. Then I'm going to chop up the tarragon and put inside. I'm going to use a whole lemon. Making sure I don't zest past the yellow. So I don't see the white showing through, which would be the zest or the pith, because that's going to make it very tart and bitter. So I only got that yellow zest part. And I kind of cleaned the lemon pretty well. Now I'm going to cut this in half and juice the other part of it. It's a neat little juicer. Holds the seeds, gets all the juice out. This is a smaller lemon. I went ahead and used the whole thing. And guess what? That's it. You taste it. Make sure you mix it really well. This is a vegan base, so you don't have that natural fat that's going to keep it really stiff. So it's a little looser than, than a regular yogurt dip. Tarragon. We're going to take off a couple of these leaves. You don't want to get too much of the stem. You certainly can if you want. That could intensify the flavor. We're going to take some of the leaves on this one. The other dip I'll show you, you may want to keep a couple of these stems on. we only have a small amount of yogurt. So we don't need that much. The longer this sits, the more intense the flavor is going to be. And it's also going to give it a little color, right? The lemon will give it brightness. The tarragon will give it color. Almost looks like a parsley or cilantro in there. The other thing that you can do with the tarragon is you can simply rip it. You don't have to chop it. As I said, it can be a strong flavor. So, and it's a fine herb, a fine green herb or a thin green herb. So it's not like the rosemaries or the thymes or the oreganos. It's more on the parsley side. There we have it. Sauce 1, done. Lemon, yogurt dip. We're going to serve that with our carrots and our roasted chickpeas. All right, so here's the fun dip. Another fun dip. This is called green goddess. Many people could be very familiar with this dip because it is, I think it was started in the 1970s or something. I can't remember the exact name of the chef. For some reason, it is escaping me. But it was kind of used, it's an herbaceous sauce or dip. You can also use it as a dressing, but it's meant to kind of use up whatever greens that you have. Honestly, whatever greens that you have. Maybe not rosemary, maybe not thyme, but more of the greeny, like, you know, the light herbs. So what I have today are chives. I have mint. I have parsley. I have cilantro, and I have dill. So you know it's going to be good, and it's going to be very herbaceous. Now, if you do not like cilantro, you don't have to use cilantro. Go ahead and simply omit it. Maybe you just want to use mint and dill. Maybe you just want to use mint, dill, and parsley. It's honestly whatever mixture you want to use of the herbs. And it's really nice. It's really lovely. And it's really simple. I'm going to also add some chives in there for a little bit of the oniony type flavor. And some garlic. And this historically has been made with anchovies. And if I were to put anchovies in it, you know, it wouldn't be vegan. But if you're looking for substitutes for anchovies, then you want to use capers. Capers will give you a nice briny flavor without being fishy. Some people don't like the caper flavor, but it's one of those flavors that if you add it to something, you'll notice that there's something in it that you can't describe. But if you taste it by itself, yeah, it almost tastes like fish. It almost tastes very briny. I happen to like it. There are things like piccata. So if you have like a veal piccata or tofu piccata or chicken piccata or a mushroom piccata, it's a lemon caper sauce that goes on top of it. So the capers add to that brininess, add to that natural flavor or the natural saltiness, which when you're trying to replace salt and things in your diet is very helpful. Then you don't have to worry about the manufactured salt. You still need to be mindful of the salt content, but you can, you know, just be a little more encouraged that it's actually a natural saltiness to it. They just discovered some seaweed vegetable, not sea moss. I don't know the name of it. I've just been seeing a lot of the advertisements for it. But similar to the way that stevia is a natural sweetener and it comes from plants, they've created this plant-based salt, which comes from a sea vegetable. Everybody's discovering something. Everybody's changing something or making things more enticing for people. But if you're gonna eat a sea vegetable, you might as well eat sea moss or kelp or chlorophyll. Those are good for you. They're complete minerals and amino acids and things that really build up our immune system and build up our health. But always do your research. Always look into each and all of these things, whether I say them or you read about them on the news or whoever the next famous doctor is talking about it. Do your own research. Work with your physicians to make sure that it's okay for your health. If you have any conditions, make sure it's not going to impact those conditions. And just use your mind and your gut. Use your sense. We always say, listen to your body. If you eat something and you start to get jittery, that's probably not the best thing for you to be eating. If you automatically feel sick, or you got to run to the bathroom, or any of those, or you need to, throw up, any of those are automatic, red lights that should say, no, my body doesn't like it. Let's rethink this. And the same goes with, pastas and rices and red meat and chicken, which is why some people opt for a plant-based diet. And the plant-based diet is essentially your focus is on plants. You don't add too many animal products to your diet. However, plant-based also provides flexibility because sometimes people may discover, oh man, I'm low on iron. My doctor says I really need to pick it up, so I need to eat a little bit of meat or I need to eat some fish. It's okay, but the goal is to focus on the vegetables. Eat as many vegetables every day as much as possible and minimal amount of animal protein periodically. Okay, enough talk for me. So we're going to make the dip. This is the goddess dip. And the base is, you can make the base a number of different ways. If you are not focused on vegan or plant-based, you can make it with mayo and sour cream. You can even find a vegan mayo or a vegan sour cream. You want to make it a little healthier without oils, then you would use yogurt. You could use a plant-based yogurt or you could use, a non-fat Greek yogurt. Plain flavor because you want the flavor of the herbs and the smell of the herbs to come through. So I am using a mix of plant-based and regular. So I have Earth Balance, which is an olive oil-based mayo, which is vegan, and a Greek yogurt. Like I said, I could have used a vegan yogurt. I have them, but I just decided to use the Greek this time. You can use whichever one you want to. I have a garlic clove. I have some capers. I, of course, have some beautiful lemon and my herbs. I'm going to use about a cup of parsley. And I'm just cutting off. I'm not picking off the leaves because many times when you're making dressings or sauces with parsley, having some of the stems on there, and even with cilantro, having the stems on there will give you a more intense flavor. So having that on there, I actually kind of like. So I kind of keep that. You don't want to get the woody pieces because then it gets a little fibrous. But having some of the thinner, more tender stems, I think is okay. Again, flavor. I like flavor. And then I'm going to have about a cup or an equal amount of the rest of my herbs. Don't throw out the stems of your parsley. This goes very well in stock. Vegetable stock, chicken stock, fish stock, whatever you're going to use. It definitely adds to the flavor of that. So now I'm going to use another cup and I'm going to mix in my cilantro, my mint, my chives, and my dill. And I'll actually start with my dill. If you all have any questions at any point, feel free to let me know. I have my tech person here, Mr. Idris, who's also going to be my taste tester a little later on, hopefully.
Woohoo! Working for food.
Huh?
Working for food.
Working for food is always a good deal. I don't mind working for food, but I'm the one cooking it today. All right, so I'm going to take some of my cilantro. So cilantro is an interesting herb, right? Some of you like it, some of you all don't like it. Some of you say that it gives a soapy taste or flavor in your mouth, so you opt to stay away from it. And many people look for substitutes for cilantro. So, nothing specifically replaces the flavor of cilantro. However, this is mint. I'm picking off the leaves for the mint. I'm not using the stems on the mint. And I'm only using, some of them. So substitutes for cilantro. That would be something like you could use parsley. You could use dill. You could use cumin just to kind of kick up the flavor. You may not like the flavor of cilantro, but you don't mind the flavor of coriander, which is the seed for cilantro. So you could use some cilantro, anything that you can do to kind of give it that kind of zippy flavor that cilantro adds is what you want to strive for and achieve. And if you have an obscene amount of mint left over, you can always make a simple syrup out of mint and add it to some of your drinks, or add it to your tea, or add it to your smoothie. It's simply boiling the mint and adding in some sugar until it dissolves. And then you've created a simple syrup that will last in your refrigerator for about a month, up to a month. All right. Okay, so I have my herbs. Next, I want to add in my yogurt. This is about 5 ounces, so I'm going to add in a half a cup of this, which is 4 ounces. And 4 ounces of my mayo, give or take. And if you use, I'm not necessarily one for measurements, as you all know if you've been following me. Hopefully you have. But, if you're a little over in one department or under in another department, not a big deal. That's completely fine. Okay, now I'm going to add my garlic clove. I simply hit it with the side or the side of my knife, smashed it. I'm going to remove the butt or the stem, cut it in half, place it in there. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of capers, and let's see how I'm going to do this. Capers, they come in a brine or water. Technically, it's just water, sea salt, and citric acid. So I'm going to go ahead, use my hand, take out 1 tablespoon, take out another tablespoon, and then if I'm going to store it, if I don't use it, I'm just going to fill it back up with water and keep it in my refrigerator. Because right now, it's only stored in water. The liquid smells and tastes briny because it's been with the capers. And the capers are berry. So that's why it's called the caper berry. So I'm going to chop up some of my chives, get rid of the ends that aren't looking pretty or aren't looking refreshed. Biggest rule in the kitchen is don't serve anything you wouldn't eat yourself. So if it doesn't look right, don't smell right, then it ain't right. Don't use it. I didn't get tarragon in there. I'll leave the tarragon out because I already have it in the yogurt dip. But you can definitely add tarragon to this and it would be lovely. All right, lemon. We're going to take 1 lemon. This one is a little hard, so we're going to make sure we soften this up a little bit. Zesting it again. We're building flavor here. So even though it seems like we're putting some of the similar ingredients into the sauce, it's not going to taste the same. This lemon is going to bring out that briny flavor of the capers, and it's going to highlight the flavors of the herbs. One lemon will give you roughly 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. So if it tells you 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, roughly 1 lemon. If you have a small lemon or a lemon that's a little older than your other ones, then maybe it'll be like 1.5 tablespoons. Okay, did I leave anything out? Oh, I do need some olive oil. Honey, can you give me some olive oil, please? It doesn't matter which one. Okay, so I have my garlic. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper. A couple dashes. You can use, if you don't want to use black pepper, you can always use white pepper. I can use avocado oil. I can use grapeseed oil. I'm going to use a little bit of regular just olive oil, not extra virgin or anything. That's about 1 tablespoon of oil that I use. I'm going to add in my herbs, so my parsley. And then my herby mix. Looks full, doesn't it? Now all that liquid at the bottom is going to help this process. Ready? Turn it off, scrape the sides down, and really let this go. You want those herbs to be nice and processed. Is it too long? No, just keep going until it looks good. All right, so this is the consistency of it. It's a little thick. If I were using like a blender or a Vitamix, the herbs would be more pureed. I add a little bit of touch of salt. If I were using a blender, this could be more like a dressing, especially if I added more olive oil to it. If I wanted it creamier, I could add more mayo and a little bit more yogurt. And I think with this one, I'm going to add a touch more mayo. I actually want it to stand up on its own. So I want it to be creamy. Okay, here we go. A little bit more pepper. That's good. Perfect. All right, so now to clean up my area, because what I want to do is show you all how to plate this. This is just paper towel that I use to keep my cutting board stable, so it's not moving around as I'm cutting or as I'm moving dishes and plates and things like that. I would suggest that if you are cutting on a cutting board, make sure it's stable, it's not moving. Otherwise, you could slip, cut a finger. We don't want that to happen, or, cut something wrong. All right. The first thing we're going to plate, I believe, is maybe the carrots. Are there any questions or anything? I want to make sure that I have time for everything.
Not at the moment.
Okay. Hope you all are enjoying this. All right. Here are my carrots that I roasted whole. Simple. I just peeled them. I cut the ends off. I'm serving it with a sauce, so I wanted to make sure that I kept the flavors simple. So salt, pepper, olive oil, and a little bit of granulated garlic, just a little bit. And I'm going to top my carrots with chickpeas. These are roasted, toasted chickpeas. I didn't make them super crunchy. I made them with a little bit of a bite. But season these again individually. I added some sumac and some chili powder to these. Sumac is from a flower. It has almost like a lemony tart flavor to it. So it'll go really nice with the lemon yogurt dip and the carrots. Okay.
Pippa asked,
Hi, Pippa.
what are we cooking? I got lost in Alexa's perfect skin, her hair, her shirt, her earrings, her voice, her seriousness, her knowledge. So
you're good.
You blinded her.
Thank you. You're good. So we are repurposing leftover vegetables or creating dishes for roasted vegetables and ways to highlight and reimagine your vegetables. So this is a dish you can do with sauteed carrots. You can do this with roasted carrots. I mean, you could air fry some carrots and really have a ball. Anything that you like. You can switch up the dip by using different yogurts. I used a plain coconut yogurt, so it's not as really thick or anything like that. And then you could also, add some chili garlic to it. You could add some sesame oil to it. Sky's the limit. This is a base. All of these sauces are bases for you to explore, have fun, and be creative with. So my carrots, I'm just going to plate neatly and nicely. Get a little creativity, some little art going on here. And some fun. Let's see. look, Dries, it's lines. Creating lines with my carrots. And I might as well go for all of them. You don't have to be this perfect and this, specific. I'm just working with what I got. So, and then because this is not a thick yogurt, if you want a thick yogurt, you would use something like a Greek yogurt and strain it with a cheesecloth, and then mix it with some salt, some herbs, and it would actually be called like a lebna, which is a yogurt type dish. But since this one is loose, we're not gonna create a bed. We're gonna put the sauce right on top and just drizzle it on. The sauce has lemon and tarragon in it, a pinch of salt. I did not add any sweetener to this because, I tend to stay away from sweeteners, but the carrots are naturally sweet. So I didn't add the carrots on this one. The sugar on this one. And I'm going to top with some chickpeas. You could also do nuts, pine nuts. You could use pepitas, which we're going to use in the next dish. So this way you have a nut-free, vegan, plant-based, vegetarian dish. And again, I thank REACH, which is a project of CAI Global. It's racial and ethnic approaches to community health. And I thank them for their work that they're doing in the community, teaching community residents through demonstration, through classes, and hands-on instruction. So dish number 1, leftover roasted carrots. And, if the carrots are right out of the refrigerator, I would recommend, heating them up for a little bit, maybe at 350 for maybe 10 minutes or so, just to get a nice, warmth to them. Your sauce is going to be cold or room temperature. Your chickpeas are room temperature, kind of crunchy. For the chickpeas, I would season them. Make sure they're very dry. Whenever you're roasting your vegetables or roasting anything, there should be no water. So yes, go ahead, get a kitchen towel or get a paper towel, dry off your vegetables before you roast them. And then on high heat oven, maybe 400, 425 for the chickpeas, you add olive oil, some salt and pepper to them. Put them in there for about 30 minutes or 20 minutes if you don't want them super crunchy. If you got dental things going on, you may not want them extra crunchy. You may want a little bite to them.
Janine says, looks delicious.
It's so good. Thank you, Janine. Hi. All right, ready for the next dish? And then I have a third dish too, which doesn't have anything to do with any of the sauces that I made, but lets you reimagine something that we all, most of us enjoy. All right, now our green goddess sauce. This I'm going to be pairing with roasted cauliflower. So this is our herbaceous, look at that, creamy dip. If you want it thicker, you can always use like a sour cream. If you want to go vegan and you want to go thicker, add some silken tofu to it. You can certainly do that and get your protein kick. So I'm going to create a nice little pile at the bottom of my bowl. Almost like I'm making a bowl full of dip. Just circle it around. I have this nice dramatic bowl, but it can be a plate. It can be a small bowl. You can also use this as, not as a drum, but as a sauce to go on top of it. Remember, if you want to make it into a dressing, you'd add a little more liquid to it to smooth it out. And on this luscious dish, I have some beautifully roasted cauliflower. Again, very, very simple. Salt, pepper, olive oil, with that nice caramelization. So that I'm putting right on top of the dip. You can pile it on, you can place it on. Make sure the caramelized pieces are on top so it's appetizing. I just cleaned the cauliflower in some water with some vinegar, let it soak for a little bit. Then I dried it really well, cut it, and I roasted it, 425, 400. This took about, depending upon how soft and how caramelized you want it, anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes. And then, on top of this, I have some oven toasted pepitas. I just put them in the oven while everything was roasting. I could also spice these, so after they're roasted, I could have put them in a bowl with some honey and some salt and pepper, maybe a little bit of cumin and a touch of cayenne pepper. But just gonna sprinkle it right on top. Now the reason why I have kind of some crunchy, can you see this, Trees? Some crunchy with my vegetables and my sauces is a texture thing. Sometimes people don't like roasted vegetables and sauces because they're way too soft. Well, if it's way too soft and it's not working, then add something with texture on it. And that's your cauliflower with the green goddess sauce and toasted pumpkin seeds or pepitas. Pepitas are going to give you some potassium, some fiber, and some protein. And the green goddess sauce is a nice herby sauce, herbaceous sauce. And then the piece de resistance, because sometimes we don't want to process a whole bunch of herbs. We don't want to use a blender. We don't want to mix anything. We just want to go to the store, get a few things, and set it out. Store-bought hummus. Why not? Hummus. Get a little spoon, stir it up a little bit. Put it in the center of the plate. Stir it around. Make sure it all comes off. You don't want to lose this flavor. Then gonna add a touch of, hold on one second, I actually have a really nice olive oil, which I'm gonna drizzle on top. And this is an extra virgin olive oil. I'm gonna drizzle that on top. Sometimes we need a little bit of oil in our lives. I could put a little bit of smoked paprika on here. I think I will, if I can find it. Smoked paprika. And can you see that I'm winging this here and trying to make it extra good for you all to try this? Paprika. Touch of cayenne. And my favorite thing that I try and incorporate in all of my meals, mushrooms. I've already sauteed. You can get the information right on my website, which is alexajoan.com. Sauteed these buddies in high heat. And because we all, eat with our eyes, you want to make sure that things look appealing. So we're going to take some parsley that we just used for our green goddess dip. Put that right on top. And there we have our third final dish. This kind of is reminiscent of tapas or small plates that you'll see in a lot of stores now, where they're highlighting one ingredient by adding a sauce or dip to it. So today we have 3 tapas plates with lots of different color, lots of different flavor, and lots of different texture. So it makes a really nice spread. These 3 dishes are things that you could serve like for a party or a buffet or something like that. And you can, just highlighting things. You have pureed chickpeas and toasted chickpeas. Chickpeas 2 different ways. You have herbs 2 and 3 different ways here. And you have roasted vegetables. So there are really cool ways that you can enjoy your vegetables. They do not have to just be the old-fashioned boiled broccoli and cauliflower and gray cauliflower. Give them some life. Give them some energy. Vegetables should be the star of your plate. And that's what we're doing here. Which one do you want me to? So if my tech person has all of his pictures, I'm going to get some forks, and he's going to join me on this side of the table, and he's going to let me know what he thinks about all the food. You got pictures of the plates for me? Let's see. What do you all think? I hope you all like how it looks, because the taste is even better than how it looks. And with the hummus, well, with all of these, but specifically the hummus, we always think hummus with chips and dip. Please, hummus is like a blank canvas. You can throw some beets on here, if you're eating meat, you can, use some ground meat or some salmon, slice it up, some beef, slice it up, chicken, and put it on top of the hummus. Mix it with some other herbs or some other vegetables, some pickled onions, roasted cauliflower. Hummus can be a whole experience. So it'd be really cool to see what you all, experience or create with your sauces and your dips and everything else like that. And come on, cameraman. I know for some reason the computer likes to hum to us while we're doing all these recordings. So, as you thought it was?
I can't put my fork in.
Well, it's just us. Now, if this were being served, I'd be slapping your hand and like use a different fork for your different plates. But.
Right. But can I put my fork in here and in here and in there?
Yes, you can. I will allow that.
Or do I need 3 different forks?
No, go ahead. Go for it.
Stop.
Stop, Saint.
Stop. Stop. Very fresh.
All the herbs and stuff.
Will this work in the winter?
Yeah. Why not? You could also just put it on the green salad. Some arugula. You can put arugula.
It just feels like summer and fall. It doesn't feel like a winter dish.
Mm-hmm. You could actually. So, cauliflower has a long seasonal life, so it will go into the fall. But in the winter, instead of cauliflower, you could roast some potatoes and put it on top. If you have the potatoes, that's on top of it.
Wow.
The herbs, they're available year-round. They don't grow year-round, obviously, so you're not technically eating in season.
Yeah. You're good.
Well, these are things, these are things that go together.
Yeah, but
This sauce has been around for like 40 years.
so what?
50 years.
We went out to Vegas and had first time we had green goddess dress and it did not taste like this.
I always put my little spin on it. You have to try everything else too, you know. What else? What do you want to try next? The carrots can be, you know, not politically correct, but etiquette, and cut them up all nice and things.
Man, that is really refreshing.
Isn't the herbs just like all the herbs together just make it?
Just like you have something that has really a zip to it, like almost like a zip, like a wasabi kind of feel to it.
Maybe it's the capers? No.
It has like a horseradishy kind of.
I didn't put any tarragon in this one. I don't know what that is. Chives, maybe? In this one?
No, this one.
Oh, that one? Oh, no. Pepper? I put pepper in it. I gotta think about that one.
We got like a special kind of spicy zip. I think it is the onions.
Yeah, the chives?
Yeah.
Oh, yummy. You don't like this one as much, do you?
Not much of this one. It's good.
I should have had you taste that one last.
It's good.
I have tarragon. I put just enough tarragon in it. You taste the tarragon? It's like licoricey.
And it's the carrots.
Yeah,
and you said are sweet.
So it like really balances off the tartness of the lemon. That one's his favorite one, obviously. I know it's your favorite. I mean, I know you like this one. I made this one before.
Man, so I would go out to dinner for this.
Restaurant, quality dishes at home.
I'll gladly pay like $17 for this dish.
Wait, all three dishes or one at a time?
This dish.
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't that be about right?
Maybe somewhere
14, 20?
Depending upon where you are, it could be anywhere from $13 up to 16 or 18. Who knows?
How about that?
Yeah, you're right.
Is that $17?
Yeah, it could be a range. You're right in the middle.
I would pay $17. That's why I said not 13. I paid $15, $16 for dishes similar to this that I wish I hadn't spent. That's my point.
I feel you on that one. So there you have it, folks. Making vegetables the star of your plate.
Every day, if you can.
Every day.
If you can.
If you can. Repurposing your prepped vegetables or making something fresh. Yeah.
People can't hear me, so it probably just sounds like nothing.
Talk up then.
I must say, I didn't know that a mushroom was a vegetable.
It's considered a vegetable.
Oh,
it's a fungus.
Right. So, is this a vegetable or no? I would never consider this a vegetable.
It grows from soil.
Yeah. Well, I never consider it a vegetable. I mean, you have to be clear. Put it like this. If this were like a talk show or I was a contestant or something, and I had to say which one wasn't a vegetable, I would say mushroom wasn't a vegetable.
You'd be pretty accurate.
You know what I mean, though? You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Because it's not a typical.
Well,
it's a vegetable, but it's not like zucchini and squash and carrots and all that wonderful stuff.
And a tomato's not a vegetable.
No, tomato's a fruit.
But people consider it a vegetable.
Yes, because it's not sweet.
People say eat your vegetables, and they consider tomatoes vegetables.
Yes.
But they're not.
It's not.
That's what I'm saying.
Technically, neither is zucchini because it has seeds as well. And squash.
Are fruits. No, gourds.
They're gourds. So there you have it. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Contact me on Facebook and Instagram, my website where I'll have the recipes for the sauces. is www.alexajoan.com. That's www.alexa, A-L-E-X-A, Joan, Joan.com. And yeah, make vegetables the star of your plate. Look up REACH, which is a project of CAI Global. See what they're up to. Maybe you can help. Maybe they're, ways that you can pitch in, offer your time, offer your knowledge, offer your skills. Another thing that I would love for you all to do is shop at your local farmers markets if you're able to, or if there are any mobile markets that go up in your neighborhoods, or if you're able to, get out to a farm and have that experience of seeing vegetables or tasting vegetables and fruits picked right from the vine. If you have the ability, do it. If you have the opportunity or the ability to bring somebody with you and also give somebody that experience, whether they're 3 years old or, 100 years old, bring them with you, take them out to the farm, take them to a farmer's market, let them experience it, and just, make vegetables the star of your plate, but help out somebody. Be nice, be kind. I think that's all I got. So you all enjoy your rainy night. It's washing away a whole lot of things. And
Open your windows.
Open your windows. Get a nice fresh breeze. And I hope that the rest of your week is bright and flavorful and enjoyable as this spread right here. So take care.